I like that little intro. I be jamming.
I see. What's up, everybody? Another episode. Welcome back to Sons of Anarchy. Me and Dina will be taking you through the ups and downs of this episode right here. Giving back.
Get your drink ready. Get your snacks ready.
Cheers as we start into this, because
and make sure while y'all cheersing, y'all like.
So
make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, share it on your community wall, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Y'all know y'all got some Sons of Anarchy friends in your closet, in hiding in the shadows and need to come out and be a part.
Right. So this episode was that episode. That is just one of the scenes for me. Oh my goodness, but we will get to that when it's time to get to that.
When I tell you my favorite part of this episode when Gemma start putting 2 and 2 together and it equal 4.
Word. Now we got to give that to Gemma. This is one smart bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give it to her there.
Although I do hate she tried to do something nice and somebody ended up getting hurt, but that he brought that on himself.
Exactly.
So let's start off at the top of your notes so we don't miss nothing.
Okie dokie, let's do that.
Because we'll get sidetracked in a heartbeat.
You know how we do, because you know how we do. Hello. Okay, so.
Yeah, Otto, yeah, they right. BB is right. Otto is crazy.
Oh, I love Otto. Okay, I love you some Otto.
And he always taking care of his woman. I can't say that.
And that's one of the reasons why I love you so Otto. Like, he takes care of Luann. Like, no pass. Period.
Like every major move he made, she stood to gain from it. I can respect that.
Yes, that is so true. Good evening, BB. Yes.
Lady V in the building as well.
I like me some Otto. It's just something about him. I don't know, but Otto could get it. Okay, just put it like that. Otto could get it. Period. I don't know what it is. Okay?
No, he not.
Let me get it, but toward the end, no, he could not get it. He could not get it.
No, he's not my type of hype. Like my type. And even though Tig is nasty as all get out, he is handsome to me. I just don't like his. If we gonna go over to the vanilla Caucasian era, then he would be handsome enough for me to exchange phone numbers and see what he talking about. Jax, definitely he could get it, and
that's a no-brainer. Yeah, of course.
And even Half Sack is handsome, and he's kind of like your boy next door. You know what I'm saying? Now Jax is fine. Like your panties disintegrate fine, and you don't know how your clothes fell off fine. That's Jax. Yeah. Tig is handsome. He will. You see him. He's in the different. He might be like, oh, he looks good. When he opens his mouth, it might be a whole nother story. But then Half Sack, he's kind of like boyish a little bit, coming into being a man. You could probably groom him a little bit. And he's got your, all-American boy next door look. With a little bit of scragglies,
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. But
yes, she said Otto is serial killer crazy. We just going on looks. We not actually based on the characteristics of the character.
King is one sick MFer. So.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We're going by looks only. Like Jack's got that swag. Like he just walk in the room and be like, I thought I had drawers on when I walked out the house. Where did they go?
I remember putting them on.
I remember putting them on, and at some point they just fell off.
melts it off.
My right. And spontaneous combusted or something. I don't know. But the other two, they gonna have to wine and dine, maybe a Birkin bag or two. What that girl say in that song, the bag so expensive, my came with it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, it starts off also, we got to introduce Chucky. Chucky is in the building. And that's how this
Chucky
episode
therapy.
started off. So
Chucky is in desperate need of some therapy.
And medication.
And medication.
Not getting it in Stockton, and that's why he is the way that he is right at this moment, like he said. But Otto has been looking out for him for the past 18 months while they've been in there. And he's trying to make sure that Sam Crow continues to look out for Chucky because he's about to get out the next day. And so we find out that Chucky has been working with Lynn's crew, the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're trying to because he know where some money is.
He's the money he stole.
The money he stole. Laundry, whatever you call that shit. And yeah. So
counterfeit.
Laundry.
Counterfeit. I mean, they be laundering money too, but he
said he was counting the books and he was just taking some, and then nobody noticed that he was even doing it, so he just kept on doing it.
Now, see, that's one thing you don't ever want to do when you messing with a motorcycle crew, drug dealers, mafia. Even though the Caucasians claim they don't have stuff like that, they do. And, they just, call them big corporations like IBM, Microsoft, and Apple or whatever. You do not steal these people's money and think you're going to get away with it. And even if you hit it and you go to jail, you don't think they tracking every phone call. They tracking every letter you done wrote to your mama, sister, cousin, baby mama, kids. They trying to decipher any code messages. And the second you get out, that's another reason why they probably didn't want to do any physical harm, because they were looking for something else besides the money. Right. And you don't think they following you every second, every minute, you might as well be singing Rockwell. Somebody, I always feel like somebody's watching me, because they watching you till they get their money back. You don't steal that type of money from anybody and they not gonna come look for you. I mean, once they figure it out. See, what happened was he got too greedy.
I mean, Chucky is Chucky, though. You can't feel like you almost can't blame him for the way.
Well, I mean, he is definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer, for sure. But even the dumbest of dumbest would know, like, hey, let me stop and chill for a while. And then, but even so, still, if he wouldn't have went to jail and he would have bounced somewhere, we'd have been seeing some episode of Chucky getting hunted down in Chicago or New York or Alabama or wherever he was trying to hide. Because trust and believe, when these type of people find out, I mean, we ain't talking $10 or $20, so you go pay what you need to pay on your light bill because you're $20, $30 short. We talking about $416,000, counterfeit or not, it's still $416,000.
Yeah. So, Clay ended up handing him over to them in exchange because they was about to have a whole entire car chase. And a whole shootout in the middle of the day in town. Like,
where they do that at?
They don't care. They would have did it if they had to. That's the whole point. And so now Chucky is with Lynn. And shoot, now we gotta get Chucky back. But so Gemma's putting on a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to give back to the community. I guess that's her, what do you want to call it? Good deed of the day for Gemma, maybe, I guess.
It's like you do so many bad deeds, you feel like you do a good deed, and it's going to erase all your bad deeds.
you know. So she likes to pretend she's that good. I mean, you got to keep up some type of image, I guess, of some type. And so at this fundraiser, she bumps into April. And so April wants to know if, Kyle, her ex-husband, her son's child, can come to the fundraiser. Her son's child, her son's father. He comes
How
to
much you didn't have to drink already? Woo! Okay. Her child's father.
Her child's father, thank you, could come to the fundraiser and hear his son play with his band. And so, Gemma's gonna run it by Clay, but she said,
More like guilt tripping into it.
Like, don't get your hopes up. I'll see what I can do. So she ended up actually going to persuade him. So she met up with him and she said, what up with it? And
she guilt tripped him. Don't sugarcoat it.
No, he said, I'm just saying, he said what up. And like I was saying, and yeah, so she went on and asked him. She used what she got to get what she wants for sure. Gemma always puts Gemma on when it's time and necessary to put Gemma on. There's a Gemma and then there's a Gemma. It's like two different but the same still with Gemma. Because she can be conniving and she can just be downright ruthless. And it's actually two different women. Actually.
Yeah.
Like, she's bipolar, I feel. But anyways.
No, that's multiple personality disorder.
That's something.
Something.
It's something. Because it ain't normal and it ain't right. So now, where is it? So she goes and asks them, and they're like taken to the table. They at church, like they all it. But talking about Chucky and doing it with him, how they about to get the money, keep Chucky for just a little bit of time. Little do they know yet, Chucky and his situation.
Right.
So they at the table, and Clay brings it up. He's like, Kyle wants to know if he can come to the fundraiser. And you seen how Opie and Jax looked at each other right off bat. Mm-hmm. They already knew. And you know what? I get so into the rest of the story about Kyle and Tig and the dog and everything. I totally forget that he was the reason why Opie went to jail. Remember, we was talking about that episode before. And so, like, I completely forgot his punk ass was the reason.
Oh, I hadn't forgot. I just didn't want to speak on it because I knew that this episode was coming up. So, and justice prevails.
Yes. And so, Opie, I didn't think Opie would be down for it, but he was the first one to be like, yeah, let him come. But he thought he was going to see him down out miserable, not showing up with a $2 skank whore.
And a brand new truck.
And the tattoo still on his back. Like, who do you think
the look on Opie and Jack's face when they were sitting there smoking their little cigarettes, and they was like, did you see, like, with their eyes, did you see that? Like, did you see that? Did we see what we thought we saw? Yeah.
Yes, they both stood up, but Opie was like, this one's mine. And so he was like, I'm going to handle that. But, of course, that barely took place. What is that? Why would?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is. That's what she do best. Why would that base make that jamming for permission or that will Opie would be mad at? Hey.
And I wonder if he put it up to her so that he could at least have a conversation with the club on neutral ground about his little parts deal or whatever. Because you see how quick he was to dismiss his son to go to a meeting with the club.
Well, Of course. I mean, he ain't been nothing anyway.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering, like, hey, baby, you know, daddy still love you. Go on over there and holler at Gemma and get them to let me come here. Because he knew, like, hey, you see, he couldn't wait 2 seconds to tell Jax about this parts thing or whatever, and I could bring it back to the club as a way of saying I'm sorry. And Jax said it straight up, like, oh, you trying to buy us, you trying to buy your way back in or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, everybody's like, don't do nothing at Gemma's event, don't do nothing at Gemma's event. So Jax saw Gemma looking and had to chill or whatever. That's the scene right there. But what I'm saying is, even after him and Opie fought, and he thought he was in like Flynn, and he was like, yeah, you know, this is the rundown of the whoop-de-woo. And they're like, all right, bet we gonna run it by Clay. You want to meet tonight while you still in town? And he was like, oh yeah, I can hear him play another time. But a girl, whatever her name, April, was all making it seem like, oh, he's never heard his son play before. This could be his only time. Like he dying of cancer or something. That's what I say. To me, it makes it seem like she's in on it, because if I went through all this effort to get you to come through, and then you show up with a $1 skank, or not even a whole $2, $1, and you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't even mad about the whole showing up. So that's why I felt like she was in on it.
Yes, she was, because she was like, this was a mistake. Because she told him this was a mistake.
Well, I thought she was just reading the energy from like Opie and Jax or whatever. But you know, I could be wrong.
Care about nothing about him, because you gotta remember, she left him, you know, she stayed in Charming or whatever while Kyle left. She stayed behind to work him, and like they were saying, like, she sacrificed a lot for the club. She was still good with the club and everything. Like, she turned her back on him. So that's like,
and again, like Clay said, he was nailing anything with 2 sets of lips. So I'm pretty sure the decision wasn't difficult if the club was, you know, helping her out financially or anything like that for her loyalty or whatever.
Possibly. I mean, like Gemma said, they're a family. But that's what she said to Donna. So
yes, BB, he wanted back in. That's why he never removed the tattoo. But you don't go around like, dude, you should have had on a male bodysuit, a onesie, or something. You should have never let anybody see that you still had that tattoo. You know what I'm saying? You walking around with a medium shirt on, you know what I'm saying, and a pants sagging, and you know all this mess, and you just walked into the lion's den. You there on probation. You walking on eggshells. You barely got the right, to even be in there. Like I'd have had on a damn long ass Hanes Fruit of the Loom t-shirt that when I tucked it in, it went down to my motherfucking knees or something, and then put my boxers over it, so when my pants sagged, all you saw was t-shirt and boxers. And you walking all in there flossing and or like Bob the plumber and shit. If they see my crack, they see my crack. Like, what the hell?
Well, that's what. Well, you know what happened after that? He got his tail whooped, and well,
like they said, fuck around and find out. The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Exactly. But I mean, I think he's just really that stupid, and desperate. He desperate because he was crying about it after Opie had to whoop his tail and tell him that, you know, this is all, I miss it. This is, you know, all I had basically, and he didn't know nothing else, just like all of them. But
that's my call to let somebody outside. Hold on. I done got yelled at.
As Dina gotta take care of Kim more. But yeah, so yeah, that's what he gets for.
Yeah, but he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer either.
He should have gotten it blacked out. Like he said, he kept trying, but he just couldn't. Every time he tried, he just couldn't. He just couldn't.
But he know the rules of engagement. See, this is the thing. You know the rules of engagement. You know what you signed up for. You got kicked out because you was on some faulty mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like you knew what you had to do. And maybe at another time you could have got back after some repentance, or you know how the people say you can reapply in 90 days. Okay, you can reapply in 9 years. I don't know. But you should have complied, because it's much easier for you to psych yourself up and go and get it blacked out versus them burning it off your body after you done sucked down half a bottle of liquor and got your arms chained up in the torture doom or whatever. At least you could have went and did the top part, went back the next week, did the bottom part, went back the next week, did the middle, or whatever order you wanted to go in. You know what I'm saying? You could have. You could have had some dignity to yourself about it, but no, you had to push the envelope.
Well, and I feel like that's another reason why he hadn't been around, and because he didn't want to get caught with the tattoo still on his back.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed away as long as he could, but he probably seen how he probably heard the anguish and anger and sadness in April's voice, which was like, you've never seen him play before. Once you come, so
I think it was all a setup. It's been let's see, Obi did what, 5 years or whatever, so it's been enough time for things to die down. So if this happened, it's 5 years. You had 5 years to black out your tattoo. You know what I'm saying? So, and even if they ever reinstated you, you would never probably be at the level that you was before. So you probably would have been reduced to getting like a Sons of Anarchy tattoo on your shoulder or something. You ain't never gonna get your back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. For me, I felt personally like it was all a setup. Now I ain't saying 100% April was in on it, but I feel like 75% there's that possibility. But even besides that, if April wasn't in on it, I believe that his intention was, oh, this is my opportunity to show them I'm still down. I can still bring them money. But rules of the game, you don't leave your homie behind.
But when Gemma had to walk up to her as her son was playing and tell her, just go home.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah, just good. Yeah. And so go to the hospital and we'll take care of the kids, whatever, like that. And I don't think she was expecting that, because she complied. She walked away, and
she already knew what time it was too. I don't know. These people been in the game for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. And at least they let the brother live.
True.
And they took him to the hospital.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, they dropped him off at the front door.
But
I mean, you didn't see.
That means they didn't want him to die. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You've seen folks, folks on the side of the road. You've seen folks not even take them to the front door, just drop them off on the curb way out by the street. Folks crawling to the emergency room. I mean, they gave him front door service. They 5 stars, highly recommended. Like it was an Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have to do that.
That makes sense.
They really did it. But like I said, you can't mess somebody over, just like the same with Chuck. You can't do certain things in certain arenas and expect there not to be consequences that are as detrimental.
That's fair.
But yeah, BB, we gonna get to the Donna Jax conversation for sure.
I just don't want to get off track. We only 25 minutes in. We got about a half hour left to get to it. So it'll be okay. We got him off in front of the hospital. Yeah.
And she was already there waiting on him because she knew it was coming.
Yep. I mean, she, like you said, they've been in this for a while. They know the lifestyle. They know what's up. They know what's up. But I don't know, because she ain't seen him obviously either. Because he been messing around with the bimbo. So she probably didn't even realize he had she probably didn't know or realize he had that on still. Because why would she put her son's father in that jeopardy?
No, and I don't think, I think she thought, that's why I'm saying she didn't know about like the tattoo, but I feel like maybe he pressured her, like, hey, use the son as an excuse to get me in the gate, and then I'm gonna run my game about this play to make some money. And she divorced him like immediately after to save face for herself. So that would have been right around the time he didn't have 5 years. And if they not messing around and he messing around with the bimbo, she probably ain't seen him naked. It's just like a comedy of errors, so to speak. If I was her and I wasn't in on it, I would be yelling at him like, how dare you have me put my name on the line and go to ask somebody for help, and you walk up in there faulty as hell. You was faulty as hell before you opened your mouth. You having that tattoo still after 5 years, walking into enemy lines, is you faulty as hell before you even opened your mouth. Then on top of that, you tried to buy your way back in the club because you missed the lifestyle and you missed the respect, and this is that and the third. But did you left your homeboy stranded and you didn't do no time.
Right. And you saw how comfortable and relaxed he was, laid back while he was in the club right before they took him to get burned.
Oh yeah, like he was in there. Oh, they drinking and this is how dumb you are. Everybody is making eye contact like this dumbass motherfucker. He don't even know what's about to happen to him. Clay looking at him crazy, Jack's looking at him crazy, everybody shooting everybody crazy looks, and he just sitting there like, yeah, man, it's good to be back. Like, you so stupid, retarded. You don't even see the hate swarming around you.
No, he doesn't.
That's arrogance.
So good back.
That is arrogance at a level 1,000.
Man, ain't it though?
Because I would never go sit with and drink with my enemies after everything that took place, knowing I got this tattoo on my back, and be acting like it's all good.
Some people just can't grasp the fact, and they still will try no matter what, because that is all you know. You gonna try. I don't want to jump the gun, but you see what Juice ended up going through. So I miss Juice. We don't get to see him this episode. No.
Yeah. Poor little Tink Tink. We didn't get to see him this episode. I hope he wasn't off taking pills and slept through the whole episode again.
Right. Okay, so where it go? Hold on. Oh, I'm trying to catch up. You want to look at another? No, where was I seeing? We were going to talk about. Did we talk about? Yes. Let's do that. So, this was like a pivotal moment because this puts it in the direction that Donna is starting to have a change of heart. See, Jax know what he be doing when he be doing, because Jax is Jax. And
Jax is persuasive, and he know the right words to say.
And it's like he don't even gotta try sometimes.
But he made sense though. He did make a lot of sense. Now, granted, I've dated a number of criminals. Might have been a criminal myself, but in a court of law, I'm gonna plead the fifth. But anyways, so I get what he's saying about Opie, because not that they want a lifestyle. I believe that Donna just and Opie just want to be able to pay their kids on time and buy groceries. They're not trying to ride around in Bentleys and Lexuses and all that stuff. They just trying to do the basics and maybe a little more, to provide for their family. But you're not gonna get that with her working wherever she's working and him working at the lumber yard or whatever. And then it resonated with me when he was like, he can't be half in or half out, or he gonna get himself killed. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't show up to a certain event, now granted, if your kid was sick, dying in the hospital, I'm sure you get a pass. But if you pick and choose when you want to show up, you start to look like a snitch or a rat. You start to look like you're not 100% for the club. You know what I'm saying? Folks start to, you have to be 100% in order for people to trust you, because y'all doing work, and you need to know that ain't nobody gonna snitch. You need to know that they're gonna show up on time, because a lot of their things that they do are like timed events. Like, I need you here at 9:45. We gonna do this at 9:50. We need to have to get a getaway car running and ready to go at 9:57, and we out of here by 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the getaway car pulling up at 10:15.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? I think she realized and understood, like, I'm putting a lot of pressure on him to get out, but she wants him out, but then she realizes he's not going to leave the life. So he would eventually be half in and half out. So she would have to make the sacrifice. Do you want him to live, get some money, potentially not go back to jail because, he would be protected or whatever? Or do you want him half in, half out, where fuck ups can happen and, he could potentially, be hurt, unalived, or whatever? You know what I'm saying? It's like he basically said, I love him just as much as you love him, but you got to make a choice, because he's going to conform to you because you're his wife, the mother of his children, but his heart is with the club. So we got to come to some type of agreement.
I mean, yeah, because like you mentioned to him, him with the club and everything is one direction and his family is a whole nother direction. And so it's been hard for him to focus and get it together. So it is hard for him. And as for Donna, oh, she said,
BB got me rolling.
neither, me neither. I can't do it. I could
Now,
not.
I'm gonna just tell y'all, I was hood a lot longer in life before I became corporate. And the meaning, and when they say you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl, is a true statement. I can go sit in a boardroom and do presentations and spit facts and put my, Ashley, that's who I call it, who works 8 to 5. And I can be Ashley. I answer the phone. Most of my family members don't even know it's me answering the phone because I'm super professional. It's like, you know what I'm saying? My customer service voice went to Harvard. Okay. But at the same time, get me on the Domino's table and come up and cook a plan and whatnot. So you got to be able to, have balance.
Exactly. But she's still very hurt over the fact that he left her for them 5 years to be a single mother to two kids. And she is still living in that moment. She still ain't got over that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And he has no choice but to get over that moment because he's got a life to live. He's got a family to raise. He's got a family to feed. But on the other hand, she is feeling some type of way that she is never just gonna she's never gonna shake it. She has to get through it. I guess because I don't feel like she's felt that, she hasn't got her reparations and acknowledgments of taking care of everything while he was gone all that time. And
Right.
now that he sees he's trying to go back into that. And that's why it wasn't until Jax had that conversation with her is when she finally realized, like, you know what? I ain't gonna change this man. And you do need to realize, like, you met this man this way. You signed up for this.
And the thing about the way that this club is set up, unlike mafia or some gang drug activity, is that some people are always going to be corner boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people are always going to be hitmen, but there's a select few that move up through the ranks. And with the club, the way that it's set, there's not a lot of differences in the ranks unless you like the VP, president, or the treasurer or something like that. So there's really no need for you to aspire to put on a suit and make deals in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way for them to live a double life, so to speak, or whatever. It's just they are what they are, and that's what they're going to remain. And 10, 20, 15, 100 years from now, that's all they know, and that's all they're going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
until, and until we got the journal, and then Jax tried to switch it up.
Right. But I mean, it is what it is. Everyone has their own way of trying to deal with the whole situation, because I don't know. I feel that, well, see, I can't even say that because of what happens next. Never mind. It don't even matter. But anywho, so finally, also, this crazy
No,
MF shows up.
He triggers me.
Oh, of course. Of course. Absolutely.
Like when I watched it the first time and when I watch it now, if there was an app for me to jump in the screen and run the scene, I just would have stabbed him right there in the hospital and be like, "Oh my God, he tried to attack me."
But
And
he's
then
nuts. He will. I mean, remember that now this was too much.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's finally having a moment with Abel, reading to him, and then here he come peeping in. Like, you crazy. Mm-mm. And then you remember how he looked at them at the carnival, because once Gemma had talked to Unser, and he told her, who he was, that's when she realized, oh, okay, that's what he doing. That's what you doing. And so when Gemma went and told Jax, and Jax looked over, he's like, hey, that's old boy who was trying to talk to me when I was reading to Abel, so it's like he knew who it was. And when Jax looked at him, the look he gave Jax, like, yeah, that's me. That's who I am. You don't even know half of it yet. So that smirk that he gave Jax gave me just like the chill, because I'm like, oh, you are a creep and I cannot stand you. And so that's when I realized, oh yeah, he's gotta be unalive very soon, because he's great fat for Sam Crow.
Yeah.
I mean, being held together is just like they're just like a match made in heaven. And Tara was like completely spooked because she showed up with
and that's her. And Gemma watching everything, and she saw that. And she was like, "That's why she got." I could see Gemma's brain turning. I could see the smoke coming off of it. She was like, "Oh, that's why she got a gun." Because anytime you see somebody look in a certain direction, and again, Charming's a small town, so you gonna know the outsiders. So she's walking that way. She sees somebody over there. Everybody else is friendly. Everybody else, she knows who they are. And you see Tara freak out. So you're like, oh, okay, must be the new guy. Who's the new guy? Oh, he's a special agent, blah, 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 whatever. But then what I didn't like about him was when he told her, well, my job recommendation supersedes any state boundaries, laws, or whatever.
Yeah, he totally went all the way off on that. That was bold. Yeah, what did he say? Yeah, his federal jurisdictional takes precedence of the state mandate. So yeah, And then the way that he just walked away and just said bye, just like nonchalant,
Oh,
like
I miss
nice
talking
seeing
to
you around,
you.
and I'll see you again later, kiddo. Type.
No, but that whole I miss talking to you, like, boy, shut up. Just go ahead
Yeah,
and shut the hell up. You
like
didn't came to a
tangle
public
onion
place of
rose
my
petals.
job.
Them
You
rose
didn't
petals
came to
ain't
my
mean
job.
nothing to her. So he
Huh?
could have done better. I was like, them rose petals didn't mean nothing to her, so he could have
Mm-mm.
done better. Remember we had that discussion about them damn rose petals? No.
That's just shit I got to clean off my car. You just wanted to make your presence known. You wanted to intimidate me. And of course, at this point in time, Tara hasn't, grown a pair of balls yet. So she's playing the weak and letting him intimidate her. Could not have been me, because that gun that Jim carried, I'd have had strapped to me on under my hospital uniform at all times. And when he was like, "Oh, you want to talk? Come on, can we talk?" He came in that room. I'd have closed them blinds. He'd have stood there. I'd have been like, "Boys in the Hood," lifted up my shirt. Now, what you want to say? What do you want to say? Because it can end right here for you today.
Ooh, yep.
But I mean, and we realized that Tara
Terry
later on
that
down
up
the
in her
line.
place of work. We know Terry about that life up in her
That's
place.
what I'm saying. She not about that life now. She did grow some balls later on in the seasons, but I'm just saying, me personally, you ain't gonna come up on me like that, because one thing for sure, and two for certain, you not about to mess with my family, my feelings, or my finances.
And that's real.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. But
In
the
my Alicia voice.
shout out to Lee with the T. Okay. But so then what happened? Let's see. What is this? Oh, so they show up and get that money. And that's when now it looks real nice. That's a nice looking bag of money right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks good, I will say that. But
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
everything ain't that the truth. Ain't that the truth? So they got sick. They couldn't even wait, because they remember they were supposed to wait till Sunday when nobody was there, when it was closed. But they got sick of Chucky and his compulsive
and CMD. His and I thought I was good at making up disorders, because I used to tell people all the time I'm suffering from TMD, and they would be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, terminal male disappointment. So when I seen this show, and it was years later after I had came up with TMD, and he said CMD, and then said the compulsive masturbation disorder, I about fell off my chair.
Man,
I'm gonna put that on the shirt.
The moment he met them, he'll start going away.
And they sitting there like, dude, what? Like,
well, Otto has said he's got some ticks. Remember,
right? He did, but he never went into detail. He just laughed about it, and I was like, why you ain't warn your boys? But I'm pretty sure.
Otto's sick, obviously.
No, I'm pretty sure it's kind of like one of those things. I'm in prison. I don't get much entertainment. So I'm going to be laughing about this shit till I hear about them when they come back up here or call me. And then I'm going to laugh even harder about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get much entertainment in prison. This is Otto's entertainment. I 100% believe that he was thoroughly entertained about the shit that they was about to endure with him.
Oh my god! Let me check.
I could just see him cracking up, like he landed talking about. I wonder what Jackson and Clay's face looked like when he just started going to town, and then he scared the poor lady. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, he did.
She didn't even pay for her car.
Guys, but when you're running after a woman that probably don't resonate in her mind to listen to you,
and she looked like she was a professional woman. On top of that, she was in a nice suit. She probably worked at the law firm or some business office or something.
Chucky can't help it.
He probably traumatized that lady.
He don't even be realizing it. That's just his problem. He don't mean no harm. But you see how Jax felt bad when Clay had handed him over to Lynn. You
Mm-hmm.
see how Jax was like, "Oh, poor guy." He gave that look like, "Oh, poor guy." So Chucky has a good heart, and we find that out throughout the seasons. But
Yeah.
he's just
It's just,
strange.
it just wanna. It's just, I like how they introduce the characters, and throughout the seasons. I like how they introduce the character because you think, oh, it's just for an episode, and then they become intricate into the seasons, and you start to fall in love with characters. And I like the way that they maneuver in that way.
Yes, that is really, really, really dope. So the kicker, no, yeah. So that's the little bimbo in the yeah. She do look like a $1 one.
Mm-hmm. Girl with her rainbow top and jeans on.
Ah! She look like some Britney Spears wannabe type chick. I don't know.
Britney Spears, Shakira, Lindsay Lohan wannabe.
Ah, that's so messed up. But then you see the kids back there. Like you really
They
brung the
not even phased by her. Cause see, my kids would have been like, when one of when their exes showed up at a graduation, the chickies, my kids would have been looking like, who is this? So I don't know, maybe they've been around the chick before, but the kids just looked dumbfounded, like they didn't know what the hell was going on.
poor kids.
And I feel
So
bad for their kids.
Mama
I
wasn't
feel bad
expecting
for
her
Opie's kids.
to come.
I'm sorry,
So
say that again. I was
I said
talking.
the mama wasn't expecting him to bring her, so I guess she didn't feel she needed to, put the kids on alarm or have no type of sit down to talk with them. You know what, kids? Daddy's bringing his slut today. She didn't she didn't get that heads up, so she couldn't have that talk.
But I mean, what I think is like crazy about the whole situation right here in the whole season is I feel sorry for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because like with Opie's kids, like they know there's tension, but they don't really know what's going on. And I think we saw that with the daughter and the egg toss because she looks like she's what 9 or 10 or something
Yeah.
like that. And
Uh-huh.
so Opie would have went in when she was like 4 or 5. So those are very formative years she missed. And I'm pretty sure because the town is so small, throughout this time of her going to school, people are like, oh, your dad's in prison or your dad's in a motorcycle gang. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's almost like I don't want to be seen. I love you, but I don't want to be seen with you type deal. Because as soon as they told her she could go play with her friends, she beelined it out of there. I thought she
Yeah,
was
she was
Flojo.
out. She was
Look at
gone.
Miss Ellen V in the building. Hey, girl. Hey.
Miss Ellen V is here. Hey, girl. Hey, what's up, Ellen? What's up, girl? Yeah. So, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I mean, but it's the life for me. If I was in that life dedicated hard, I mean, like Gemma, like her and Opie should have had a conversation before they started having kids. And I think as soon as the kids could comprehend, you would be like, look, we don't discuss what goes on in this house. We don't discuss what goes on at the club. Your daddy is a secret superhero, or I don't know what kind of lie you want to tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are going to say bad things about your dad, but it's not true. You don't never tell nobody where your dad is at. You don't never get in the car with a stranger. Like, I would have been pumping it into them about the secrecy of, whatever, and not like in a bad forceful way to where like they would need therapy. And then as they got into like the teen years, I would kind of break them into what is really going on, because I feel like the kids are confused. They don't know why their dad went to jail. They don't know why they got to go hide a car in a storage unit. They don't know why, they don't eat as well as other kids do. They don't know the whys. Like with me and my
Maybe not know
kids,
specifically, but kids hear everything, even when you
right?
don't think they is. I mean, it could be 10 o'clock at night, and the kids can wake up for a glass of milk and
And hear
overhear
things.
them talking and arguing more in the bedroom with the door closed. But that don't matter because they loud, they screaming at top of
Mm-hmm.
their lungs at each other. You see how that can happen in the garage. So it ain't their first time. So I
Right.
feel like they argue a lot to the point where the kids hear it. The kids definitely hear more than you think they hear.
And
When
they're
you
definitely smarter than most people give them credit for. And that's why with mine, when they got to a certain age, I'm like, oh, okay, you want XYZ? Okay, well, here, balance my checkbook and tell me if there's any money left over, because I got to pay the rent, I got to pay the electric, I got to get y'all some groceries, y'all need clothes, shoes, or whatever. And find me some money. Since y'all so smart and y'all do math all day, here's these bills, here's my check, find me some money. And my son was on it too, because he'll say something and then I'll be like, what? He goes, I'm gonna ask you next Friday because that's when you get paid. Like, how you counting my pay dates? He was on
yeah,
it. He was on it. I had my kids on request forms. Okay.
God damn it. No. No.
Yeah, don't pop up. You need some money on the last minute after I've been adulting and paid all my bills in full. Put it in a request form. So if the gas bill is $100, I could pay $50. So I could spend $30 on whatever this one won't and $20 on whatever that one won't, and everybody happy. So yeah,
Oh,
they need to get their kids in order because them kids over there is looking real confused.
them dividends, kids. Yes. I
That's
mean,
why I feel bad for them because they
so
just look so. April's kids look confused. Opie's kids look confused,
I
and
mean, April's kids had no clue. He was just playing the hell out of them drums, though. Like he was chilling. He was like he was just trying to look cool and cute for one of the girls at school that came to see him play. You know how that goes.
Mhm.
But it just felt really bad. I felt bad for Opie's daughter, really though, for her, because at least Kyle's kid was in the egg toss having a good time. You know, they wasn't even doing
Mhm.
that. She was just sitting there moping. For her, yeah, it was. My goddaughter does that with me. S1EP5. See, they be knowing.
Mhm.
It's like that. She know.
Exactly.
That's that. These kids is a whole new breed. I swear they is. So at some point, that's how they got him cool Kyle, cool in the club, chilling, having beers, drinking, having a good time, acting like nothing. And you see how Clay did this, that, ever just so little slightly nod to Jax. And so Jax started igniting the whole thing. Hey, Bobby, tell him about whatever he
The
said.
the knuckle something.
Knucklehead.
The knucklehead.
It's
Yeah.
like a 48 mint knucklehead. And he didn't believe him. So he's like, where is it? So that was a complete entire setup.
Right.
Like completely.
But
And
this is
so
this is my thing. There is no way on God's green earth have I would have screwed over a person and go sit with a group of people that are in that collective and be so comfortable to get shit faced. You know what I'm saying? Knowing I didn't live up to my end of the bargain.
yeah.
Like
I know.
even I know he missed a life, but let's say for example, he had the tattoo blacked out and he bought them this business opportunity. They could have been like, okay, this is your cut, this is our cut. We're gonna have some drinks and we could work together because 90% of the time, Caucasians will do business with people they don't like because they like money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Asians, Armenians, Middle Easterns, Europeans, all them. They do money with people they don't necessarily like because they get money. Now sometimes, and I'm not using generalists, sometimes our people, it's like if we have an issue with somebody, we don't want to do business with them. But all money is green. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get over that. But they would, I honestly believe, if he wouldn't have had that tattoo, they would have did a business deal with him, but they would have never let him back in the club.
Oh no. No.
Because Clay is greedy.
Back on the club, there's no way.
No, that's what I'm saying. They would have never brought him back in the club. Like, okay, this is a one-time deal, or even if, because I mean, you know, they dealing with the one-niners every now and then. They got to deal with the Mayans. They've worked with the Nordics. You know what I'm saying? For a means to an end. He would have. I honestly believe with the blacked out tattoo, he would have never been back in the club. But they could have got some money together if he would have held up his end of the deal. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I don't really know how much hatred they had for him, but seeing that tattoo, whatever level it was at, it was amplified by a million.
Well, yeah, I think it was more than others because when we learned down the hall about, you know, Tig and whatnot. So don't want to talk about that till we get there,
Right.
but you know, that whole situation. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. But yeah, he would have never been back in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying in this moment, because you know from Clay's actions that he did with Unser in a previous episode, trying to, you know, solidify, you know, and still be cool with the people on his arms deal and things that he does later on down in the season for the sake of money. Clay is greedy. That's where I'm getting the collector from. So that's why I say in this moment, I think had he what's his name, Kyle, held up his end of the bargain originally, they could have made some money together. But I don't ever think he would have got back in the club.
See, that's one thing about Clay as being president of Sam Crow right now. Like, Clay has never cared if he liked you or not. He about his money, obviously. So that's never been a thing for him. And even if, or he's just a type to, even after we do the business, pow, it's over for you, you know, because Clay is that type of dude. So that's just how he rolls. Yeah, when they noticed the tattoo.
When they noticed the tattoo, they knew that this a-hole was still acting like he's part of the group and probably telling people he's still in the biker gang outside of their town. And I 100% believe that.
Because they do whatever they want to do in another town. That's why they, you know, go to another town so they can live peacefully. So he can have that tattoo on his back. He said right then and there, he likes being, you know, he likes being noticed as being part of the club. People respect him without even knowing him. The moment they see him, he liked that. He loved that. He misses that. So yeah, I could see him doing that in a whole nother town. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got the tattoo.
Well, I mean, it's just like if you over, and I know these towns are closer by because, you know, he drove over there, but it's just like if you on the East Coast wrecking shit and they put you out and you go, or what I say, if you're on the West Coast and then you go to the East Coast or whatever. I mean, back then, nobody's really calling up verifying or whatever, because 9 times out of 10 you riding through, you got the tattoo on your back and everybody knows the rules. If you get kicked out, you got to black it out. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people already know the rules. Once you're in a motorcycle gang, a mafia, you know, a drug dealing, street gang or whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's only 2 ways out: jail or the graveyard. So, you know what I'm saying? If you walking around and you still sporting, you know, your activities of the company, then they would have probably assumed that you still 100% in it. Because if you didn't, Like it would be different if you know what I'm saying, you out chilling at the pool and you trying to say, oh yeah, I'm with Sons of Anarchy or whatever. Then you take your t-shirt off to go in the pool and it's blacked out. They'd be like, oh, something happened with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't use that mantra like, oh, I'm still with them. So he knew what he was doing. He was probably over in some other town getting $1 hoes, showing
When
his little back.
showed up with.
And I would imagine, I don't know if they have one cut. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like if it's just like a varsity jacket where you only get one or whatever the case is. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle was wearing a cut in another city or had one made if they took his old one so he could prance around that town and get hoes
You
and
never.
reflect.
I wouldn't put it past him. Not the way that he is,
Mm-hmm.
because he tried it. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
just look like the type. That's just like
I need that what is it, that one that Kamisha have? You trying me.
yeah, you trying me, yes, basically, because he really tried the club. He tried Jack's, like just period.
But you know what? They say you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Ain't that the truth? That is so true. And that's exactly what happened to him actually, because playing the stupid game of chilling in the clubhouse with him, getting all drunk, getting all comfortable, they had something for his ass. So when he was ready to go look at the 48 mint knucklehead, went into there, he's like, where's that? What's good? What's going on? What's popping?
But you so trashed and shit faced, you can't eat. I mean, there was more of them than there was him, so he couldn't have even made a run for it because they had somebody on the door and the garage, doors was down. It was like you didn't even realize. When you perpetrating a fraud, you have to be on point at all times. And you sitting up here walking around, not even realizing that you getting set up.
You let your guard down. That's what's wrong. You let your guard down.
No, he didn't even let his guard down. He was fucking cocky and arrogant and feeling like, he was above the law. That's what he was doing. He was arrogant. He was overzealous, overconfident. He
Yeah,
was
both.
over
You definitely put
everything.
his guard down, because you should always have your guard up, no matter what.
Exactly.
If you supposed to have
Exactly.
your guard up, you don't. You let your guard down. Period. And that's what he did the moment he even, found out that he realized he was gonna go, because because he definitely. I don't know how about her being in on it, but they definitely had to had a conversation in order for him to be like, "Hey, will come this time,
Well,
but
yeah, because he
try
wanted
to
he
ask,
wanted
I
to
can come."
he wanted to pitch his idea. And see, that's the thing. Besides letting his guard down, that I always tell people, don't be so thirsty that you drink from everybody. That's how you get poisoned. So you so thirsty to get back in the group that you didn't realize the bullshit that was going on around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That would be like me going to a group of mean girls that I know don't mess with me with a business opportunity. Now I done slept with this one's man. I didn't call CPS on this one. I didn't did this to this one. But hey, I got this great business idea. We can make all this money. And we sitting around drinking. And I might be a witness in a case on that one. Why am I sitting here drinking with you, so comfortable with you, when I know I didn't did all this to you over the sake of some money? And he thought in his mind that the amount of money they could make would supersede the bullshit that he did. And that's where he got fucked up
Who
at.
you realize who you're doing this to, what club you're doing this to? You're doing this to Sam Crow. Sam Crow don't fuck around.
Exactly.
The moment you go against them or leave them hanging or whatever, it's on and popping. So he
Right.
should have came
Man,
there ready for it with his guard up, but he didn't along because he was arrogant. He didn't have his guard up because he was arrogant. That's the whole thing.
exactly.
That is the whole.
Exactly. And it's like it's not like you didn't know. This is not some Pop Warner football team hazing you. You know what I'm saying? You know the rules of engagement. And for some whatever reason, you thought that the amount of money somebody you could make somebody would wipe away your sins against them.
Mm,
And it don't work like that.
facts. It don't.
I mean, I personally would never do it. Like, I don't care like how much money I think I could make with a person. I would never belittle or degrade or allow myself to be in a situation where I'm begging people I have wronged for the opportunity to make money with them in a private setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the diner they go to all the time to have business meetings so don't nobody get hurt or whatever? Oh, you'd had to meet me over there. You know what I'm saying? We'd have had to sit down at the fundraiser because I know you ain't finna shoot me or beat me down or whatever in front of these kids. Not to mention, you already knew you was faulty walking in the door with that tattoo on your back. So you was in the wrong from the jump.
Right. But that goes back to say his arrogance. Like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't really think, oh, they're not gonna see this. I'm gonna wear my shirt and a hoodie or over it. There's nothing they're gonna see. But he ended up taking that hoodie off and then getting hit with that egg, and it was a wrap for him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't thinking about an egg toss when
He
he.
should have went on Facebook and got some of that tattoo covering up makeup and put that on there before he stepped outside.
Shoot, that whole entire tattoo, how the hell?
Say that again.
That whole entire tattoo, that would have took forever. And the
No, I
women,
mean, but no, they got this tattoo makeup, and basically a lot of the models use it when they do like swimwear, lingerie,
oh, that.
stuff or whatever. And it's like you just basically pouring the liquid over your body, and then they blend it in or whatever, and it covers up the tattoo so they can take pictures. So what I'm saying is, you knew you was gonna be going there. You should have covered it up or something. But I mean, of course, it wasn't a blackout, but I was just trying to help a brother out. He just stupid.
Look, he ain't. Look, Jackson's right on it. Like, don't you? Like, he was, but Jackson, when you
Then
see
why
Jackson,
his lips so damn thin? Where are his damn lips?
oh my God. Oh,
They
man.
look like two pieces of paper rubbing together. What the hell?
Oh, damn. He's trying. Look, well, it don't matter. He ain't kissing nothing but a toothpick.
Well, I guess.
But that's what he get
I
because,
be noticing everything.
well, yeah. I mean, those is, and plus it's just the still and how it looked. He was scared.
No, because even in the other picture you showed when he's standing there talking to April, his lips is thin.
Yeah, they just did.
Mm-hmm. Look, two pieces of paper.
I can't even see it there. But yo, you're right. You definitely right. They just did.
I be noticing the weirdest shit. Y'all don't pay me no attention, y'all. Y'all don't pay me no attention. The tequila's flowing and I be noticing stuff.
The tequila be flowing and I be knowing.
I'm gonna get me a shirt. Oh, I gotta get the TMD shirt, and then I'm gonna get tequila is my therapist.
That's cool.
I'm gonna start doing doing my shirts.
Every time I watched this episode, they set that man up. He was showing off that tattoo in another town. And when he got back to them. Well, she
I
when I
don't
got
see
back to
that
him,
part.
had no, I don't know nothing about that because they were both astonished when they saw him do this. They both
Yeah,
looked
they
at
were looking shocked.
him.
Did you get the picture of Opie and Jax when they saw that? How shocked they looked.
I got it, but I didn't upload it.
Oh, okay.
I only had so much room.
Because honestly, when for real though, I'm gonna take y'all back. When I saw the way that they was looking at each other, it reminded me of Chris Tucker and Ice Cube on Friday. Like when they was like, damn. That's I was like the two of them, the way they
Yes,
looked at
that's
each other.
exactly how that was.
Yes, that's exactly the look they was giving each other. And they
Yep.
was kind of sitting on some boxes anyway. So they was, the whole setup was very similar. And that's what it took me back to, because they would show like, oh, this motherfucker bold.
Right, because it was already talking about him already and just going over everything, if they how they feel about him or not. And then
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this
So now
motherfucker,
you want to add insult to injury.
like you want to allow that to be shown in our presence, knowing how what you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have done, Ben got rid of that.
5 years. Wait, hold on. Let me get my 5 up here. 5 years, because Opie been locked up for 5 years. Now we don't know how long the trial or it was, or he pled guilty. So let's throw a year on there for sitting in jail and going through trial or whatever. So basically, you could say like 6 years, 5.5, 6 years. You should have been handled that. But you couldn't, because you wanted the power and the glory and the name and all the hoes that came with it. And I bet you he wanted the hoes more than he wanted everything else, because he sure
He that
wasn't getting no
type.
money.
He that type. He definitely that type.
That wasn't shit in high school, was probably a third or fourth string quarterback, was half-ass popular, but could never get the girl until she was done dating Biff, and he got her Biff sloppy seconds, and then he then got into it with this motorcycle gang, and now he first runner up, and now he didn't got his little head blown up, and he don't want to give up all that little power. I done seen it happen many a times.
Well, damn. He just ran his whole card. Well, okay.
I'm
We'll
just
go.
saying. I'm just saying, like, when you, I mean, and we talking about characters. I'm not talking about the man in general, the actual person. I'm just saying, we talking about characters. He gives off that energy of trying to overcompensate, needing affirmation, needing attention, needing to be the big man on campus. He gives that energy off of he's wants to be a part of something that gives him respect, legacy, and things of that nature that he would not be able to obtain on his own.
Okay. That's fair. I can dig it.
I'm just saying. I mean, ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with having, wanting to achieve a lot of great things, but when you achieve them in manners that aren't the best avenue, I should say, or whatever, it doesn't really work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying people don't
Well,
cut corners and whatnot like that. I'm just saying, like, when you hurt people in the process, or you do people dirty in the process, when
hey, she though. That's what she do, baby.
I do believe I missed that on my column. Maybe I'll go to do my law apprenticeship like Miss Kardashian. It's
Don't
never too late. I mean, I'm only 47.
lie
It's never
with
too
that
late.
name.
I could be, well, actually, I'm almost 48. So I could be, I already went to college and got a degree in criminal justice. So I could go to law school for another 3 years. Maybe by 51, I could be a lawyer.
Hey,
It's never too late.
never too late. Never say never. Never.
You
So
know,
it
I
got,
could create my own little dream team,
that'd be nice. That'd be dope. So it got down to it, the moment, the highlight of this whole episode, if you will. You know, they lured him into the garage, and it came time. They asked him if he wanted fire or knife. He picked fire.
I would have picked fire too, because I can't just see. I'd have needed 8 more bottles for you to be stabbing on me.
Man,
But you got to help me out. So, what does the MC stand for?
motorcycle club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not like an original or nothing like that.
Who?
The dude.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. The originals are JT and Clay's age and Bobby and them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the original 9, yeah.
Yeah, because I see some of them, they have like the original or Redwood originals, and I see some of them that say like the first 9 or something like that. So I was just curious because the first time I watched, I'm paying more attention now, but the first time I watched, I missed some of those small details.
Oh yeah, that's why it's always good to watch this over and over and over and over and over, because you see something new every time, no matter what. That's why you can never get sick of watching this. Period.
Yes, Ellen, I do have agreed. Wichita State University, class of 2001.
She's smart, okay? She's smart. Now, know that.
But I did get into the hotel industry, and it was paying me a whole lot of money, and I had 3 kids, so I went with that. And then 24 years later, I'm still here.
Hey, it must pay off good then.
It does pay good. It does pay good.
It is what it is.
And it's a little less stressful on the workload as far as, being a lawyer. But originally my first dream was to be a lawyer.
That would be a lot. And you probably wouldn't have time to be here with me right now. So
yeah,
that would never happen. So everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yes. So that was it. They started burning that
and you seen them faces the way that, and then what was it? Piney kept pushing his oxygen thing up his nose, because I know the smell of burning flesh has to be disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Because I get mad at the smell when I burn my hair when I'm curling it, or I go to do like this or something and burn my finger. So
yeah,
I'm like, to that degree, it had to stink. And I said stank, not stink, stank up in there.
Ain't with an A, okay. That was just gross. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that was nasty. And then when they dropped his body off in front of the hospital, and like the blanket had came off, and you see how badly burned, or maybe it was, no, I'll take that back. It was when they took the chains off and dropped him to the ground. You saw how badly his back was burned.
That's just gross. But they lit this man up, and he looked so hurt. But
look at Tig's face. He mad as hell. He is mad as
he enjoyed that.
He might be enjoying it because I do feel like the members of the club hold everything near and dear, true to their heart, of everything dealing with the club. But he is like so mad and so intense, like, I'm gonna burn this shit off the universe.
Because it's personal fatigue, because we find out soon, about the whole dog situation. So it's personal fatigue. So that's what we're gonna learn in a minute.
Right.
Why, he was like just so willing, because you saw Bobby, like, he couldn't even look at it. And I be feeling so bad for Half Sack, because every time
like, what have I gotten myself into? And then, like you said, even like Bobby, he didn't put his shades on. He trying to hold his face down. That's like one of them times where you want to go spray cologne or perfume on your hand and just sit there and hold it on your nose. But and then like you said, poor little half sack. I know he probably went home that night, but like, dear Lord Jesus,
yes, he
what I
prayed.
got myself into.
It was like, I'll trade my other nut for
LMV, what you laughing at? Because we done talked about a lot, and you just put the crying laugh. What you laughing at?
Ellen always laughing at something. Probably something she don't thought of herself. No.
I be doing that too. Like, people be saying stuff when I be watching other lives, and I put the laughing faces because I be cracking up in my own thought on something that they said. But it'd be a lot of people in the chat. So, but yeah, I be cracking myself up sometimes too. I mean, if this YouTube thing don't work out, maybe I go get me a sitcom or something.
Right. No, we did that. Just going through my notes, making sure we got through everything. Yeah, because when we find out, and I didn't know at first when I first saw this, I thought I almost probably thought that Kai was gonna die, because he was burnt up bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, oh, we see he survived, but damn, that was wicked. That's what I was like.
And all that is and see, they did it like that. Well, I mean, he's good that he picked fire, because you could have got back burns like that from a motorcycle accident or whatever. So
this girl don't even remember what she was laughing at.
But my
just 4 minutes ago, Alex.
Right.
How
my whole thing is though, within this organization, you have to respect the rules, just like you respect the rules at your job. We always make jokes. Oh, I want to take a nap. Oh, that's frowned upon in this establishment. It's like, oh, I'm going to fuck y'all over and then come sit and drink with y'all. Oh, that's frowned upon in this establishment. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the rules.
Right.
Oh, she said, oh, it's the 24 years later and I'm still here. Okay. But yeah, it's like you disregard the rules and think they don't apply to you, which is idiotic thinking.
That's that privilege. That's that privilege right there.
But see, that type of privilege only works in certain arenas. You know what I'm saying? It only works in certain arenas. It doesn't work really against your own people, to be quite honest. To be 100% honest, a lot of people talk about white privilege, Caucasian privilege, whatever. That works when you are talking about people getting away with things in other sectors and other, ethnicities and races and things of that nature. Right. So when you're dealing with your own people, if you're dealing with your own people in your own in their own set of rules, it doesn't apply. And if you think it applies, you're even dumber than I thought you were.
It's okay, Ella. It's okay, baby.
It's okay. It's all good.
Hey, baby,
but
love you. It's okay.
But that's what I said. Like I said, if
you who you are.
Right. If you think that you are going to get away with certain things with your own people when you know the rules and the regulations, it don't apply there. That type of privilege happens when you are saying or doing something against a person of color and you can get away with it. But when you would go against your own people in the own set of rules in that organization, it does not apply. And you're dumb as AF if you think it will still apply to you. So he just stupid AF, or he might be a couple chromosomes short or a few cars in the deck short. The elevator don't go to the top floor. He a dumb jock. I don't know what to call it, but he was very dumb in thinking that he could do the organization the way he did them and still be back cool.
Mm. Well, he
I
tried
ain't mad at Ellen. I just fully read her comment.
measures, so he was going to try anything, regardless of what he believed, and he probably already knew that. But he was so desperate that
Mm-hmm.
he was willing to get his ass whooped and then cry to him right after he got it whooped. Saying how much he missed it.
But that's what I'm saying. He got his ass whooped and was still like, all right, I deserve that ass whooping, but let's make some money. Knowing you still got the tattoo intact.
He just thought he could pull one over.
Right. But Ellen, I be with you though, because and here's the sad part. I be forgetting what happened last week, but remember 30 years ago, word for word, articles of clothing, the time, date, and everything. But then 3 weeks from now, I'm gonna remember what happened last week. Because
Wow.
I am the undisputed receipt queen, and I don't delete nothing.
You heard?
I gotta start me some notes. I got 3 t-shirts. I don't delete nothing. TMD. And what was the other one?
Oh my goodness. I forgot.
I had one more t-shirt I said I was gonna do.
Yeah, you absolutely did, and I do not remember. See, I'm bad too.
I'm gonna rewind it back, but I know it was
You're gonna remember eventually.
TMD.
I honestly don't remember. I forgot that quick. I really did. But
I'm gonna rewind it back.
If
anybody remembers the 3 t-shirts, type it in the chat, because I know TMD. I just came up with I don't delete nothing, and it was one more, because I'm gonna be getting those t-shirts together and putting them on my website.
Creepy. I think we hit it. Everything. Yup. For him.
Did we hit everything? Oh, tequila is my BB, I love you. Oh, I love you, boo.
Oh, look at BB coming through. See, I was supposed to have Kamisha make that star for me. That's star overlay. Fuck.
Come through, BB. Come through.
Gold star for BB. I'm gonna get a gold star up here. Gold star for BB.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell BB, inbox me on Dina, aka Christina, on Instagram, and I'm gonna send you a shirt. Pick one of the 3 and give me your info, and I'm gonna send you a shirt first, free of charge.
Oh, look at that! Make sure you do it. Hashtag tequila is my therapy. Okay. But I just hold on, because I think what I put on there is gonna be too small to read. So let me go to it first. But I have some exciting news to share before we get up.
Okay. And while you pulling that up, if anybody wants t-shirts, I have allegedly, and then I'm gonna do the TMD, which stands for terminal male disappointment. I don't delete nothing, and tequila is my therapist. So y'all let me know. Y'all hit me in the inbox, Dina, aka Christina. It's on the screen, and then I know Confessions will probably put it in the description as well. So y'all hit me up if y'all want shirts, and I'll send them out. And then and I mean BB will get hers free of charge, but we only talking like about $20, and I'm not making no money. It's the actual cost of the shirt and the shipping.
Aw. That's what's up. She's a good person. That's why I love
I'm
Dia.
not. I mean, look. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to get rich off the people. But I noticed that a lot of times I have to go back through some of the other panels. I always have these like one-liners, and I'm like, I should put that on a T-shirt. And then we be drinking and talking and laughing and having a good time, and I never write it down. And I said from now on, I'm gonna start writing it down.
Atta girl. Atta girl. You know what's up.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Ellen.
Ellen. Because I love y'all coming through and giving y'all commentary. We have a great time over here. And this is just the beginning because we are, what is this, episode 6?
This is 5.
5. Okay, 5. And, we still got, what?
See, there's like 13, so we got
13.
6 more to go.
Yeah. And then we still got, what, 7 seasons?
And then we got 6 more
seasons. We gonna be with y'all every Monday.
Oh, this is a ride, y'all.
Yeah, we gonna look, let me put I'm gonna come up with another shirt that says take the ride again. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you off. But I believe it with nothing. No part of me thinks otherwise, Ellen.
I have never been to Facebook jail. I almost went. I went to Twitter jail one time because I kept reposting and switching a couple words, and that was back when you couldn't make so many posts within a minute or 5 minutes or whatever it was. But that was way back in like 2011 or 12 or something like that. But I have never been to Facebook jail.
I've only been there because someone reported my picture saying that it was nudity, but it wasn't. It was just someone that didn't like me trying to give me a Facebook jail.
Hater.
Yeah.
Haters are just confused admirers. You hear what I said?
Say what?
Haters are just confused admirers.
Yes. I agree. That's a T-shirt.
Let me write it. Look, I got my little notes. So
shoot, you got them coming, girl.
Look, since teamwork made the dream work, we gonna come up with a whole T-shirt line, and we all gonna get paid in these stocks and bonds and stuff. I do not mind sharing the wealth because I am not a greedy bitch.
Okay. That's
because when I eat, everybody eat.
Ew. I like that.
And the dude Max,
who?
I work with this guy named Max, and he has a T-shirt machine. So all I gotta do is buy the T-shirts, and then he'll charge me a few dollars, and then I'll ship them out. That's why I say only like $20, because I'll go spend like $10 or $15 on the shirt, and then pay him to put the print on there, and then the $5 or $6 or whatever to ship them out. I'm not trying to get rich. I just want everybody to have fun.
There you go.
And be styling and profiling. So y'all make sure when y'all hit me up, y'all let me know the color. And so we got TMD, terminal male disappointment. I don't delete nothing. Tequila's my therapist. Take the ride again. And haters are confused admirers. So y'all hit me up. Let me know colors and sizes and the saying that y'all want, and I get that right out to you.
Boom.
Cause I love y'all like that. Cheers.
Cheers. But the real cheers is for this.
Okay. What we got?
What we have is, hold on, let me get to it. So I don't recall what I was looking up, but it ended up taking me to this article. And the article was a interview that Charlie Hunnam had did. And so, every time they talk to him, they always ask about Sons of Anarchy. And so, what he had to say, Charlie Hunnam has stated that his Sons of Anarchy character, Jax Teller, is set to return.
Shut up! So where's all the blood that spilled all on the bird and the bread lady? What the hell?
In a recent Hollywood Access interview, he opened up about his new efforts to potentially bring the franchise back.
Let the church say amen.
Yes. Now that is worth a motherfucking drink, okay?
Look, I'm finna down here and knock this shot off. All right, let's throw some crowns up in the chat for that hot tea from his confessions. Yes, y'all all hit the crowns and throw them up in the chat because yes,
that
honey,
is what's up.
So when was this article done? When was this article done?
This article was done. I'm not at it. I took a screenshot, but this article was done like a little bit in the middle of this year.
Okay.
So I don't know, but
well, you know what? A lot of the stuff that was really popping, they're doing like befores and after, the prequel, the sequel, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So I am here for all of it because, like I said, I personally want to see the JT Gemma Clay dynamic of how that took place. I would love to see 4 or 5 seasons of how that led up to his demise. I would love to see that. So, and I will be there every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever they air on. I will be right there, popcorn, snacks, tequila, and I will be ready. You know what? That reminds me, I need to work on a tequila sponsorship.
Yes, honey. I think I need to work on Tito's. Yes, throw them crowns in the chat.
Yes, throw those crowns up in the chat because we are bringing tea
yes, so
today.
that is the most exciting thing. I have been holding that in for the whole entire life. Like I could not wait to say that and put it out there into existence.
And she held that on me, y'all. She didn't even tell me.
I wanted it to be a surprise for everyone.
I feel you, girl. I feel you. I really love the whole dynamic of us, and I love the whole dynamic of the show because we both seen it before. And I don't know if you watched it in real time, but I binge watched it about a year and something ago, and I was absolutely hooked.
I was hooked from the beginning. See, I had started because I had saw the trailer for the show and I wasn't paying attention and I didn't remember about the show until it was like the 6th, 7th episode in. So I watched the 7th episode that night in real time. Then I went back and binge watched all the other ones that following Tuesday so I could watch it and be caught up with everything. So I've been watching in real time since season 1, episode 7.
Okay. Yeah, because see, like somebody had turned me on to it. They was like, oh, you need to watch this, and you need to watch this, and you need to watch this. And so when I got into it, like literally, I'd be like, bitch, go to sleep. You have to go to work in the morning. But I'm like, okay, one more episode. Then the sun will be coming up. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. Then I'll be watching and listening in the car on the way to work. And then sometimes I have my phone in my pocket and just be listening to what's going on because I'm trying to figure out who's doing what to who in the next episode. That shit is addictive.
It's addicting. It is a problem. Because I know every time I watch it, this is the first time I've watched it over by just watching one episode a week. When I rewatched it before, I was watching like 4 or 5 episodes at a time. So, it took me like little less than 3 weeks to get through the whole series the last time I watched it. So yeah, and I'm just grateful for Hulu for holding on and having it on there still.
I sure appreciate it. Well, we gonna take the ride and we gonna have a good time with it. And we did hit everything on your notes. So now I guess we can open up the chat and see if anybody have any questions or if they have any things that we didn't touch on or they wanted to bring up something that happened that we didn't hit on.
Yes, I think I
Because
got. Let me.
we got a few people in the chat, so what other shows are we
I had
watching?
everything in my notes.
Right now, I personally am doing House of the Dragon. I was supposed to drop my episode for tonight, but they had an extended episode because normally what I do on Mondays is I watch the episode on Sunday, but I do a recap and as I'm watching again, and it was like an 80-minute episode, so there was a scheduling conflict, so I didn't drop that. But House of the Dragon, another good thing that was also, I think it was also on FX that you can now get on Hulu was The Shield. That's a good one too.
That's where
Um,
Kurt Sutter first came from. He was working on the
mhm,
Shield, and he realized, okay, I'm about to do the Sons. So
right,
that's
and then
Anarchy at the end of at the end of Sons of Anarchy, driving the truck that says Papa Goods, which is the name of the. But that's all we're gonna talk about that.
okay.
Anyway.
And so we got Sons of Anarchy, we got The Shield. Also on FX was Snowfall. We're on the Ready to Love Miami panel. It's almost at the end of its season. I don't know when they're gonna bring on season 2 because they definitely need to go get some new cast from the storage room because this season was trash. Um and I need to go on over on the Zeus and see if they got anything coming up. But I know Jocelyn's supposed to be having a season 4 of the Cabaret, and I noticed that her and Miss Wetwet have been tweeting and doing interviews and lives a whole lot more. So I suspect that Jocelyn's Cabaret season 4 will be coming up soon as well. And yeah, I don't have any other shows going on at the moment. I didn't do Handmaid Tales for the first few seasons, but if you just want shows to watch that we don't review, Handmaid's Tale is a good one as well. And that's, I believe it's a Hulu original.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just saying it earlier, like before when I just got home, I had saw a commercial for it. I'm like, I want to binge watch that because I've never watched
Yeah,
it.
because I watched the previous season, but I know they started the new season, so they might be 2 or 3 episodes in on the new season. But I'm the type of person, I don't like cliffhangers and all that, so I need 2 to 3 episodes, and then I'm like, okay, then I'll wait a few weeks and watch another 2 or 3 episodes because I'm just impatient.
Right, that's how
I
it
mean, I,
is.
I know me. You know what I'm saying? Now, Game of Thrones, I'm on it every week. You know what I'm saying? We're doing Sons of Anarchy. I've already watched it, but I'm on it every week. Power, Raising Canaan is back. I believe they're on episode 6 or 7, maybe 8.
Around there.
Um, um, I'm on that every week because I got on demand. So I'm mad HBO don't do House of the Dragon at 12:01, but I do get stars. So that's on at 12:01. So you got Raising Canaan. And I'm pretty sure that by the time this finished, we'll probably either get another season of Ghost Book 2 or Tommy Force, which both those all the previous seasons of um Ghost or Power, with the spinoffs. All of them have been absolutely amazing. And so, you got the regular Power that was 6 seasons. I believe Ghost Book 2 has 2 or 3 seasons. Raising Canaan's on 2 seasons. Force is on 1 season. Now into the so we're just waiting for the second season that come out. There's a lot out there to watch.
Yes, there is. I watch. Let's see. Ooh, I watch all types of other different stuff. I watch, 90 Day Fiance. I watch Sister Wives. That just started back. I wish I could have started doing recaps of Sister Wives, but I just don't have the time when I'm trying to set up for Sons. I'm a Big Brother fan that just ended. Shout out to Taylor Hale.
Woo,
Um,
woo.
I also love the challenge, which is starting back this Wednesday. Our whole new season, Do or Die, I believe it's called. Right, no, Ride or Die. It's Ride or Die. This was Ride or Die. They get to pick their own people they want to come to the competition with. And some veterans are coming back this season. Johnny Bananas is back this season, so I'm excited about that. Like, woo! And
Well,
of course,
what about Family or Fiance?
I watched that one year, but that don't get me that much.
They
That don't
didn't
get
have some crazy folks on there this
They do.
season.
I used to watch it. Yes, Ready to Love is a hot mess watching that, but I am so ready for the season to be over.
Right.
And I hope they come better with another season. I honestly feel like I need a break. I do watch Potomac, yes, and I believe the girls are getting together for panel with Kamisha. Ain't they? Are you on it, Dina?
Yeah, I believe that the panel that Kamisha is going to do is going to be all the mentees. And we just need to like I know she's getting graphics together and flyers together, and we're just gonna have to find like a scheduling time or whatever, because I believe it comes on Sunday. And so I let the group know, like, we have our Sons of Anarchy on Monday. I also have House of the Dragon on Monday, but I can pre-record because I don't have a lot of people coming over in the live for House of the Dragon, so I have started pre-recording it. So we can definitely do that if we do it early. Like if we were to do Real Housewives of Potomac at like 6 or 7, we could definitely do that. That way that gives me at least an hour and a half for that, and then we can do Sons of Anarchy, because I do like to watch the shows right before I go on, so all the information is fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yes, last night's episode was good. I didn't realize how much I miss these heifers. Ashley, what the hell is she doing with
You're
Michael?
securing the bag.
But shoot,
Securing the bag. You didn't went and got you a old man. You didn't popped out 2 kids. You have done 5 years, which stated on the prenup, and gave him 2 kids. Now it's time to collect your check. That's what in some people would call the long con. You got your short con for the quick money, and then you got your long con where, you know what I'm saying, you wait out the prenup, you give the man the 2 kids. And we all know that Michael had many indiscretions in regards to being in hotel rooms with women, groping staff or whatever. And you forgive him, but when you comes to the divorce, you can pop that shit right back in and be like, I was a loyal, faithful wife for however many years. I gave him 2 beautiful boys, and he still did X, Y, and Z, and collect your check.
well, I mean, after the BS started, I think she put her plan into motion right there. She already knew it was going to be a certain time when she was willing and ready to leave him.
Well, see, this is the thing. Regardless of what everybody says, when two people are in a relationship, you know what your man is capable of, you know what your woman is capable of, or whatever the dynamic. If it's man, man, woman, woman, man, woman, you know what your partner is capable of. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when stuff starts coming out and you throw it off in the media or whatever, in the home life, you know what your partner is capable of. And you know when you have X amount of money, when there's prenups involved. So I'm going to sit on here, play the victim, collect and stay in the relationship, because by the time a lot of this really started drumming up, you 2.5, 3 years in, I'm gonna pop out these kids and I'm gonna get my check. You got other chicks that go out and get pregnant by NBA, NFL football players, and they get checks and this that. If that's what you want to do, I'm not judging nobody for nothing what they do. All I'm saying is be safe about what it is that you're doing. Because sometimes you don't know folks is crazy. But because they're in the public eye, you could probably get away with a little more. And I believe she played the game
Oh, she did.
to her advantage.
All this that she doing,
And,
whatever it
and
is,
just like the Katie chick,
definitely playing
she
the game.
played it to her advantage. Giselle, here you are married to a pastor, and he was out. You know what I'm saying? Putting hands on people. So you played it also to your advantage. But I do the only thing I don't like about their particular season, or it's almost like the women have to have a man. Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's almost like, okay, you get divorced and like 6 months later you got a new boo thing. It's almost like you have to have a man to be a housewife. Now there are a
Only
couple
a wife, at least ain't asking you to have a whole husband.
you know what I'm saying? And this it's a couple of them that are boss bitches, and it's like, okay, I'm not a housewife, but I'm about my money. But in all actuality, I think like with the whole housewife series, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of calculation and maneuvers and things and of that going on, manipulation, whatever. So all I'm saying is get your money, but be safe.
And stop having coochie cravings for Michael.
Having what?
Coochie cravings. That's what she
What?
said. Coochie cravings.
Oh Lord. I don't even know how, you know what I'm saying? Ashley is a young, beautiful girl in DC, and she could probably have a number of type of men, whether they're a professional athlete or entertainer or a celebrity of some sort or political figure or whatever. So I don't know if originally she set out for Michael to be her sugar daddy or whatever. They did seem like an odd couple to me from get go. But hey, opposites attract. If you like it, I love it. But at the same time, protect yourself and put things in measures, because as women, men will take up your time. Look at Evelyn Lozada. She spent 10 years with Antoine Williams. He never married her. And then he went broke or whatever. She left him with a Chad Johnson. You know, you've got all these women. You got Emily B. You got what's the name? What's Kim Bella? You know, all these men out here being with these women, having 4 or 5 multiple kids. Laura Go Bond with Gilbert Arenas. You got all these women out here having kids and being with men 10 or 15 years with no ring and wasting their time. It's like you have to position yourself to say, hey, I am worth it, because even though they getting money, all you getting is child support. You're not married, so you're not getting no alimony. You're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, but then you can't, pay or whatever. So that's why I say all these women who are searching for XYZ, you need to get your thoughts in place, because we all know what happened with Ray Caruth. It don't always end up being glory. You know what I'm saying? So It just is what it is.
It is. It is. That makes sense. All right, y'all. We are almost 2 hours in. That is going to do it for episode 5, Giving Back of Sons of Anarchy. I thank y'all. We thank y'all for stopping by, chilling with us. As always, L&B, BB, who else was in the house? Melissa Richards. Thank y'all for stopping by. Lady V came through earlier, but took
Mm-hmm.
back to the live, but that's okay. We'll probably see her next time. But make sure y'all like and make sure y'all tell a friend if y'all know anyone else who is a fan of Sons of Anarchy. Come and stop through Monday nights for Monday Mayhem. And y'all also know y'all can catch me and Dina throughout the week. Y'all know I still do Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I will be doing a Huntsville Chronicle hopefully tomorrow if I have time.
And y'all
But
know I pop up every now and then on the Huntsville when I watch, and it gets spicy.
yeah, and they got spicy last weekend. It's gonna be
So if you
spicy.
didn't watch it, go back and watch this weekend's from Saturday night. It is right on the front street, right at the beginning. Mark came through and dropped some hot scorching tea. So if you have not seen it, make sure you go on to Confessions page and do the Love and Marriage Huntsville from this weekend. Yes, she got to put out the disclaimer because Mark was on fire. But yeah, he dropped some hot tea. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out.
All right, that will do it. Ladies, enjoy the rest, and you enjoy yours too, BB girl. Thank y'all for coming
Thank
through.
you for coming through.
That's gonna do it. We out this now.